Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is on what would your ex-friend say to you, or what would they like to say to you? So I've got 5 piles here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, we've got some pretty stones on top of them too. And yeah, let's get started with pile number 1. What would your friend say to you? What would they like to say to you? All right, let's see. Pile number 1, what do we have? Your ex-friend, so... Ooh, spicy. That already feels spicy because we've got... But we'll see what the other 2 cards... So it's sort of like... I'm hearing, I think this friend may want to have words with you. And you may kind of know, but you may not know because this friend sort of... They may have hidden it a little bit, but let's see what the other cards... Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, interesting, and 8 of Swords. I heard it that they may really want to have words with you, but they may not always portray how they actually feel. Like, they may have portrayed with you to have, like, a secure, like, friendship, or that everything is fine, but it really... I'm hearing that there's a lot of stuff that happened under the surface where it was not fine at all, or this person felt... it wasn't fine, or maybe you felt that way too. So enemy. So yeah, I'm not getting the best vibe, but I'm getting a sense that there's a lot of, when somebody's, in Mean Girls, where they go, or those kind of movies where they go up and they're just like, oh, hi, everything's fine, I'm just so, yeah, hi, what are you doing? But really, you want to stab that person in the back. So that's the... like a lot of distrust energy I'm getting. And then with this stone, it's sort of like, there may have been pretenses on both of your parts. Like, you may feel in some cases the exact same way, like you're now enemies. So we've got the enemy card here. But it may also just be on this person's part, and you may not have any ill will, but messenger. So I'm hearing... Wow, that's pretty profound to get the messenger card when this is about what they'd like to tell to you. So I'm hearing they'd like to give you a piece of their mind, but they kind of feel conflicted about it. Like, they don't really, it's kind of like they waver back and forth between wanting to, like, and then with this is again, the stone again, we've got two different kind of like the stone, but it's like two different energies. It's sort of like really a lot of subterfuge and distrust on both of your parts, but joyfulness. So it's sort of like there may have been a time that there was joy, but I'm seeing this image of like an orange, and all the juice has been drained out of this friendship. Now there's just distrust and lies. And I'm hearing, yeah, this person may actually want, like, they may really want to give you a piece of their mind, and they may actually do so, I'm hearing, which is interesting because this reading is like, what would they like to say? But I'm hearing in some cases they may want to, or they may already have said some choice words, maybe in an email or a reunion. I'm hearing like, it's kind of like this, I'm getting this sort of thing where both don't really know what the other side is thinking. So it's sort of like this conflicted energy. Haughtiness. There may be sort of distrust that takes the form of haughtiness. Like, there may be, and both of you may feel that, like that kind of but I'm just getting this energy of distrust. And this person, so what would they, okay, I just kind of got this reading is on, what would they like to say to you? So I just was kind of channeling the energy behind it. So they want to, it's sort of like just the energy of distrust. I kept on getting that. But the first card I heard was a Knight of Swords. So that's like, they'd like to, so angry words I'm hearing. So that's just the energy of it, is angry words. What I'm going to see some specifics. Like, I'm hearing, how could you do that? In stupid. So it's kind of like choice, like, the energy is sort of like, they may want to call you stupid, or other words along the line of an insult. So I'm getting a sense of they may want to tell you insulting words of how could you do this, and it's like, I'm not really even sure why. And I'm hearing weary. You may be weary of this person and why you don't want them in your life. That's what I'm hearing, is like you may be weary, but it's like it's sort of like weary and stop. You may have stopped this because you knew something was going on, but I'm getting a sense this person has got kind of a viciousness to them, and it's sort of like I'm hearing it could be kind of it's like it's kind of a confusing energy, because I'm hearing both of you may dislike each other, but one of you may be in the dark, either them or you may not know exactly what's going on, but one person, and it could be you, I'm hearing too, you might be quite angry at this person, and they that's just the distrust and anger and like just kind of constriction, like, constricted here. No, it's just a sense of, I'm hearing that this, like, it's kind of a dark, dead energy is what I'm getting. I'm getting that, like, the most important thing is that you clean the energy out of this. And if they do say something mean to you with the Knight of Swords, that you kind of, or if they have already, just to clean the energy, because I'm hearing there's a huge need for, like, an energetic cleanse. And it's like, I'm hearing it's probably, like, it's just, there seems to have been so much distrust built up that I don't think any kind of reunion is possible. That's the message I'm getting. Yeah, and I pulled that again. I shuffled in the Eight of Swords. Could have constricted energy. Like, it's sort of like, sometimes this energy can be released. Like, sometimes a person can break out of this, but this energy feels like it's like doesn't feel possible, really. It feels like there's just so much dead energy and so much distrust is what I get. That's all we've got for pile number 1. Now let's see pile number 2. What would your friend say to you? What would they like to say to you? What would they say? What would your ex-friend, what would your ex-friend say to you? What would your ex-friend? So 10 of Pentacles. I just heard you have a lot of money. You have a lot of success. Wow. And then I pulled the Emperor, which is power and control. I'm hearing that they probably want to congratulate you on your success. Interesting. That's an interesting energy. It's interesting because the other piles I'm kind of anticipating might have some negativity to them, but this person's almost like in awe of you, and it's interesting. 9 of Swords, but then they'd be kind of worried because I don't think that they feel that they really fit into your life anymore. That's what I hear. Like, they almost feel like you're too good for them or something. And I'm hearing this may not actually be the case. You may actually have positive feelings about this person, but it's just sort of like an energy of feeling like this person kind of feels a little bit insecure, a little bit almost like blah, almost. And it's sort of like they sort of this insecurity, like, but would you be interesting? I pulled the haughtiness card, so it's sort of like they don't really know where they stand with you. Like, and they kind of see you as leveling up, and they don't know if you'd accept them or something. It's almost like waiting, yeah. And they may even be waiting for a reply from you. There may be some confusion because, like, nobody knows where anybody stands. But yeah, I get that they think something positive, and this may or may not be true. But they see you in a positive, almost like they almost see you as having a lot, and they may just feel that you have a lot more than them, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, they may feel that you have a lot more, and it's sort of like they may just sort of think, oh, do I fit into this person's life? Would this person reject me? Would this person, it's sort of like I'm getting an energy of like maybe this person has like struggled being on the streets or something, and I don't know if this is like they've really struggled. I get like struggling financially, where it's sort of like they feel that you've leveled up financially, or in some way financially, or in some form of empowerment, and they don't know if you would. So I'm hearing that, yeah, maybe if this person isn't a toxic person, and I hear they could be in some cases not. It may just be kind of a neutral energy. I'm hearing in some cases there may be some toxicity, but in some it's sort of like you're kind of on different wavelengths. But they feel that you've created, I don't know, but you've created, maybe you got a really good job or something, or something, or you leveled up to something, or lost a lot of weight, or found a really good partner or something, or like traveled to some depth, but they admire you for something. And I'm hearing you may not even know what that is, or you may not think it's that big. You may not think it's such a big deal, but they do. They think whatever they have admirance for you, and it's like they almost see you as their role model or something, or they kind of think like this energy is kind of inferior, like they don't really have enough. They don't think that they have, like, I'm hearing this image of like, oh, is my cheap loaf of bread enough or something? So they have a kind of a insecurity about poverty not being enough. Interesting. That's pile number 2. Pile number 3. Let's see. An interesting stone. I don't know why I was drawn for this. It must be a profound. It must be a profound pile because it's kind of got the big kahuna stone. But let's see what it is. I'm not sure exactly what is going. Okay, the 2 of Wands, the Hanged Man. What would the person say to you if they had the chance, or what would they? Yeah, what they would say. I'm hearing. Oh, interesting. I'm hearing. I didn't know that to get, but very judgmental. I'm hearing this person does not let things slide, and they kind of like, what would they say if they got the chance? They'd be like, you party too much, or you do this too much. It's very judgy energy that I got. Like, I wasn't sure, and I'm hearing, why did I get this? And I'm hearing because you need to cut off from this energy, this extremely judgy energy. And I'm hearing with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's sort of like, which is interesting because it's up, it looks reversed when it's upright, but when you put it up there, then the person is in the right direction. So it was reversed, and it's sort of like, I'm just hearing this judgy energy, and I'm not a 2 of Cups, but almost like, okay, what did I get? The 2 of Cups. Now I get it. It's sort of like this person will bring poisonous judgment towards you. So I'm just hearing all these energy of what they'd say was just poisonously judge, and I'm hearing you party too much, or you. I'm not saying that you, and I'm not judging, right? If you you sleep around too much, or this person's. I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not. And if you do, you don't. That doesn't. Like, I'm hearing this. Like, doesn't matter, right? There's no judgment for that, right? But the energy. What I'm trying to say is this is kind of like what I'm trying to say is like a Christian judgmentalism, of like, not dissing if anyone's Christian watching or anything, but it's sort of like the energy of like putting people down for being too, like, very pure. What I'm trying to get, like, a very puritanical energy, and would come up with like their love is basically poison. And with the Hanged Man in reverse is what I'm hearing is the Hanged Man, or the Hanged One in this deck. It's sort of hanging back, using, like, thinking about what you say. And but I'm hearing with the reverse, it's like this person they have choice words of judgment for you, and it's sort of like they don't hold it. They just, and is there a judgment sound? I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it's very sound. It just feels very judgy. What are some other things they'd say? Like, you, and this is not even, it's almost like this is what they would say to a lot of people, but you'd be kind of, what they would say to you would be kind of like their latest target. Like, they'd find stuff that's wrong with you that's not necessarily, like, if you're doing something, like, for example, you're partying. Okay, there's an energy I'm getting. It's like you're partying out late a couple days of the week or something, right? Like, it's sort of like, not, I mean, but it's sort of the energy is like, oh, well, they must be sleeping around, and oh, they must be like a hooker now or something. Like, that's the energy, like jumping from one thing to another. And but I'm hearing this person, they don't hold back. They don't hold back what they would say and their judgment. And it was so that, the overall energy. I could kind of go into whatever specifics, but you just get the energy. Like, what are some other things they might say? Like, I'm hearing they judge a myriad of people and places and things, so don't take it personally. What would they say to you? Let's see. Stop what you're doing. So I'm hearing stop what you're doing immediately. It's wrong. Whatever it is in your life, like, you're wrong. Maybe you're thinking of adopting a puppy or something, and what they'd say to you, this ex-friend would say, well, stop, don't do that. That's stupid. It's not as wonderful as it seems. Like, maybe, okay, so you have a wonderful idea, right? Just to say, not saying you are, but just say you're adopting a puppy, right? And it's just like, well, why would you do that? You don't know it could have rabies. You don't know it could attack you. Maybe it could have rabies, or diseases and just judgmentalism. So it's just like, it's kind of where I get this blank card is fill in the blanks. Whatever you do, they're going to judge. And maybe this is perhaps why you're no longer friends with this individual who just doesn't feel, they feel like a chatty, somebody who doesn't know how to keep their mouth shut. They don't have a great deal of wisdom. They don't about what they say. And they're one of those people who doesn't have a lot of wisdom of what they say, but they'll just say it like they just assume that whatever they're saying is wise and everybody needs to hear it. But is it? No. So I'm hearing you may want to cut off this energy because this person may be sending, evil eye, right? But it's like judging eye, like towards you. Like, so I'm hearing it's important that you I'm hearing that it's very important that you cut this person's energy off. Cut them off from even your they may have attached to your chakras. That's an interesting, or some sort of energy body. So I'm hearing energetic cleansing from this person. It's important. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing that you probably won't want this person in your life again. But I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. But the energy needs to be like cleansed. I'm hearing. Like you need to cleanse this energy. Maybe in some cases you're forced to interact with them. Maybe if you're in the same friend group, but you want to release this energy. So, yeah, that was, I think you get the energy. But yeah, I'm hearing even a salt bath, an intentional, because I'm hearing that this person, they've almost corded to your chakras, your heart chakra, your throat chakra. So you'll know, like you'll research this chakras, and now they're kind of corded. They may be thinking about you a lot even, and directing judgment and even hatred towards you in some cases. So it's like kind of you want to release this person. Yeah, pile number 3, generally. Use your own judgment too. But yeah, so that's what we've got for pile 3, release. And I'm hearing you may not understand the effect that this person energetically, even if they're out of their ex-friend, right? But this is about ex-friend readings, but it's sort of like you may not understand. They've still courted to you. They've still, and this may be years ago, but they've still courted to you, and they've got issues with you. They judge you, and it's sort of like I'm hearing. Yeah, you really want to take a salt bath and just energetically cleanse. Look into it. You'll know what to do. Trust your own intuition. Okay, pile 3. Okay. Now pile 4. Hello, pile 4. What would your ex-friend say to you if they got the chance? Oh, interesting. 7 of Swords, Knight of Wands, and 4 of... Interesting. I'm hearing... This person feels a little bit snotty. Interesting. This person feels a little bit snotty. Interesting. We've got 7 of Swords and hide. So I'm hearing what this person says is as important as what they're hiding. And this is interesting because 7 of Swords and hide. This is very much a hidden getting away with something. So it's sort of like this person doesn't feel trustworthy. They feel kind of like they might, what would they say to you? They might be very kind of arrogant and be like, say how great their life is going. And just, they may kind of, but wonderful. They might tell you how wonderful everything is. But then there's this hidden, like there's this hidden aspect to this. Hidden, even in danger. Interesting. Would this person might be some... depend. They may, I get very conflicted, almost energy of, they'd be like, oh, everything is wonderful, Knight of Wands, everything is that, yeah, presenting this almost powerful energy, really wanting to present, or pretending is important to this person, I hear, pretending. But danger, it's interesting, you've got danger, hide, and the 7 of Swords. And if anyone knows what the 7 of Swords are, they're really like a hidden, something is hidden, that kind of thing. So it's sort of like this person must be hidden, right? So it's sort of like something, it's sort of like they pretend to be something, everything's wonderful. That's what they would say to you, but something is very hiding. They may be in even a dangerous spot, or in a really, in some cases, in a dangerous, or they may even present a danger to you if you were to let them back in your life. In some cases, not saying all, but it's sort of like Page of Swords. It's almost like a haughty, posturing energy, like very like haughty and posturing, and everything's all right, and how are things with you? And sort of like it like very funny energy, almost like this person lies to themselves a lot. Like, but not a good energy, wrong. They may be like, oh, what are you doing wrong in your life, type thing. It's kind of a judgy energy. Like they may, okay, what I'm hearing is they may pick, if you were to talk to this ex-friend or whatever, they may pick you apart and try and figure out what's wrong with your life, because things are not wonderful, because it's like they have this pretentious life and things are really not fine, but it's like they double down. If you were to talk to them, this is what they would be like, oh, everything's going so good with me, but what are the problems in your life? And they'd want to point the problems in your life to divert to the problems from theirs, right? So it's kind of like somebody who's like points out like, oh, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Intimidate. They'd almost try and intimidate you, because they're kind of very afraid of something that's hidden. So they it's kind of like, because of that, they're hiding that something in their home front or something in their life is not fine. So they try and like almost posturing. And the stone is almost like posturing. So it's sort of like they'd want to posture and pretend that everything's okay. But they'd probably I can see them almost picking on one aspect of your life, and sort of like anxiety, trying to make you feel inferior so that you'll conform to them. Almost like trying to, really kind of a deeply troubled, insecure, posturing person is what I get. But they might say, some specifics. Let's see, what are some specifics that they'd say? Interesting. I'm hearing, it says you were a badass, but I'm hearing them saying like you were bad because of this. And everything is fine. I keep on getting, posturing. It's sort of like posturing. Everything is fine. Everything is perfectly fine type thing. But when it's not a tower, something in their life, I'm hearing something in their life is really gone to shit. And they want to, and then the more that their life goes to shit, the more defensive they get. The more, when their life goes to shit, like they really are a posturing person, the more that they double down on presenting a certain image, and then the more that they like, I see them like attacking some aspect of another. I hear something is gone to shit in their life, and the more that they pretend, like the more bad things are, like they don't know how to integrate anything bad is what I hear. They don't know how to deal with problems, so they only know how to deal with problems by posturing, pretending, and attacking. And the more bad things go on in their life, the more they have to attack other people, and they think that this makes them victorious, but it doesn't at all. So interesting. So that's pile number 4. Let's see, pile number 5. What would your ex-friends say to you if they got a chance? Over here, interesting stone. Let's see. Pile number 5. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Wands, and the Star. Interesting. So I ultimately got like a wise, or not, almost a grim energy from this person. Okay, not wise, but like there's a king that's very like kind of like it doesn't get in touch with their emotions. Like they're very like, it's like this person is not somebody who likes to dream. They're very almost pragmatic. So it's like what they would say to you would just almost be what's the word? Almost dull. Like they'd be like, oh, what's going on with you? Like, and like sort of, what's the word? Like very, not, I'm not gonna call them dull or anything, but like they'd be kind of like, almost whatever they'd say to you would be drained of any emotion and very pragmatic. Like this person really doesn't like to dream about anything. Like everything feels like it's very pragmatic, um and it's sort of like they they just whatever they would say would be very devoid of any emotionality, and very, they don't like emotionality. That's what I'm hearing. Four of Swords. Everything is pragmatic and by the book. They're almost like, they're almost too unfeeling, and they just like, it's like they've taken stoicism to the, you got two kings here, right? So it's sort of like they take stoicism to the next level. It's sort of like whatever conversation, almost polite and cold. Whatever they would say, you would be polite and cold. And like, it's sort of like when they experience any kind of choice for emotions, they go to, they want to be like, I'm hearing this person likes to be in charge of everybody and their emotions. So I can hear them almost having a curt 4-minute discussion with you of like, oh, how are things with you? Oh, that's great. Okay. And then like kind of like kind of cold. Cold. And logical. Like, oh, maybe we want to get together, and then you kind of like, oh, but do you really want to? But it's sort of like this person, you're kind of a loner type thing, and they're really kind of disconnected from their emotions. So it's sort of like they really don't know. They run away from their emotions. They may be kind of very anxiously attached and run away from people. And they may seem like to other people as being a little bit judgy, but they're kind of just really, they don't really understand emotions type thing. It's kind of like they'd be like, whatever it is, like, but yeah, this could be just kind of a defense mechanism type thing. But it's sort of like they'd say, like, it's kind of like they don't know, or they might, I'm hearing what they might say is they may attempt to say something nice, but it doesn't come out. It's sort of like this person, they just don't know how to do a human experience and be like, it's almost like, what popped into my mind is, Star Trek. What's that guy who doesn't have any emotions? Is it Spock? Not Spock, but that guy that just doesn't have any. Oh, that's not logical. So it's almost like they try and say something nice to you, but feel that it's kind of like, part of them is like, why even bother? Because my emotions just don't come out right. So like, it's like they try and say something nice and emotional, but they don't know how, like, they lack the capacity. So it's sort of like, why even say anything nice when I can't even manage that? Yeah, it's like they're almost very emotionally disconnected. And they'd be like, yeah, it's like they'd almost pay you a compliment, but because they feel like they should. Or they'd say something nice because they feel like they should, but they just don't know how to connect to that framework. They don't know how to, with the Four of Pentacles, they're really kind of emotionally clouded and kind of a little disturbed even. So they try and say something nice perhaps, but then think, why bother? Because, it's just going to come out all wrong and everything. So, yeah. Like, you may wonder, like, oh, what's up with this person? It's like, almost like they don't know, they don't have the emotional hardwire to kind of connect with people. It's sort of like, so they'd say something nice, maybe. Or they might even say something just very logical and almost rude. They're almost like, well, that sounds like they're kind of rude because they're so disconnected from their emotions that they're They're almost very rude. But they don't know really how to be, if that makes sense. Interesting. So rude, but emotionally stunted is what I'm hearing. Interesting. So that's all we've got for pile number 5. And yeah, have a terrific day.